thank you for coming so far and for the work you've done.
Thank you. Yes, I flew in from Chicago yesterday. I have actually flown around this country as far away as Alaska and Hawaii testifying to legislators. And you will understand why here in a moment. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused by the age of 18. There's an estimated 42 million survivors of sexual abuse. I'm one of them. From the ages of 6 to 8.5, my neighbor sexually abused and raped me repeatedly. Told me this is our little secret. Showed me a lighter and told me he'd burn our house down if I told anybody what he was doing. Instead, I acted out in school, was labeled a behavior and emotionally disturbed child, repeated first grade, put my hand through the window. I had all the red flags. No one was teaching me on how to speak up and tell. I was being mandated every year, tornado drills, bus drills, fire drills. We teach kids DARE. Guess what? I still have my DARE card. Where are the 8 ways teaching kids on how to get away and tell today? We don't educate kids on it. We now do the lockdown drills, teaching kids how to evacuate when there's an active shooter in the school. But there's nothing when it comes to teaching kids on sexual abuse prevention. So I kept my secret, and the only reason my abuse ended is because we moved. Little did I realize moving me was getting me that much closer to the next perpetrator in my life. No, not the stranger danger that the police officer had warned us so much about. No, 90% of the time, kids are sexually abused by someone they know and trust. This time, it was a family member. This older teenage cousin at age 11 told me, "This is our little secret. You will destroy our family if you tell anyone." So I kept it a secret and documented it in my little pink childhood diary. It went on from 11, 12, 13, Christmases, Thanksgivings, and soon almost weekly. The only reason I broke my silence, because these perpetrators often have multiple victims. He was doing it to my little sister. So I made it my mission, instead of staying angry with these men, to go do something positive with it. And I, for the last 16 years, have traveled America, requiring that legislators in each state pass Erin's law requiring personal body safety education. Had someone come in and taught me how to speak up and tell, I'm confident my abuse would have ended. But instead, the only education I got was from these monsters, and that's most of the time what children hear, is this threats to stay silent so they don't come forward until they're 30, 40, 50, turn to drugs, alcohol abuse, eating disorders, or suicide. So you're probably wondering, is this law working? Passed in 38 states. Ontario, Canada passed it in December. A state in India has passed it. Yet we still have 12 states, including Arizona here, that have not. Well, I will close by telling you one example, and I hope hearing this will drill the message home to you why I travel this country and eventually here world passing this. New York State killed my bill for 8 years. I told these legislators I'm not going away, you can't get rid of me until you pass it. I'm very persistent, because I know what abuse does to a child throughout their life. Well, when New York finally passed Erin's law, an educator, prevention educator, went into a New York school and taught Erin's law for the first time when it was mandated in the state. 9 boys came forward in that one elementary school saying they're being sexually abused after that first lesson. When it went to trial, 27 boys took the stand saying they were being sexually abused, some of them for years. Who was their abuser? The principal. 15 years this man sexually abused multiple children. There were 19-year-olds that got on the stand and said it happened sometimes weekly, talking about them attempting suicide, being in drug abuse addiction counseling, you name it. As I told New York lawmakers for 8 years, one day I will bring you the proof of why I didn't go away. And that's what I'm here to tell you today. I will end by saying this. The only people that should be voting against this and against me from trying to pass this law are the ones that want to protect perpetrators and allow them to keep doing this, or they're the ones abusing kids. Thank you.